Hey guys, welcome back. It's True Night again. So tonight I want to give you guys my profile for Fire King Dogmatika, but more of a budget version, just to help out those who may need help with a budget. This build should cost relatively cheaper to my previous build. You'll see why. But yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I don't think it's as powerful, but it's pretty good. Be on the lookout this week. I have almost all the Tri-Brigade stuff that I've been wanting to test out in this deck, and I almost finished Manadium. So once that's finished, you'll obviously get profiles on those decks. You'll get a Fire King Tri-Brigade and combo build and all that if you guys want it. But again, thanks for all the love. Please remember to like and subscribe. It goes a long way. I'm close to 100. Be really cool to hit 100 here before mid-year. I know I'm small and all, but hey, 100's 100. So anyway, let's get right into it. So starting out with Tri-Brigade, we're running 3 Ponix, 3 Karen. That just doesn't really need anything to say about those 3. These guys are your bread and butter of the deck. You really want to see them at all times. 3 Arvada in this build because you're taking out something that you use for help and consistency, so you want to make sure you see this guy. Still 2 Garunics. Never find myself missing a 3rd, so I'll just keep it at that. 1 Barong, kind of like the Garunix logic. I never see myself needing more than 1, so good with that. And 1 Ring Volley. I know a lot of builds aren't playing it, but I think this card is pretty cool. Going second, even going first sometimes, really helps you guys get out of like knots. So on to the spells. I am playing 2 Islands still and 2 Sanctuary. That doesn't really change. I think I see a lot of people playing 3 and I understand it, but I like just running the 2. Still 1 Skyburn. I like the philosophy of adding more, but in this build I chose different cards than this. So, and last but not least, 1 for 1. So that's it for the Fire King. Pretty solid build. Wouldn't change it for right now, but yeah. Now into the Dogmatika. We're running Fleur-de-Lis and Maximus. 1 of each. I don't think you need more than that. And then of course 3 Nadir Servant. It's part of one of the main resources for this deck. This thing's a 1-card starter. It really helps you get going. You always want to see it. So now we did take out Fenrir. Again, this is a budget build, so I did put my Fenrirs into the Vanadium build that I have going so far. But for this, we took out Fenrir to kind of go more budget for you guys, to help you guys out if you really can't afford that. So it is still a $20 card, so understandable. 3 Ash, 3 Trollenlock. I took out the Fenrirs for 3 Veilers. Thought process behind this is that effect negation right now is key, and if I ever need to easy side out for decks that it doesn't do anything against, I did add in 1 more Talents, so this takes the place of the Rise Heart. So it's just adding more meta hate. Still playing the 1 Callbud and the 3 Emperor. So it's an even 40 build, just adds more staple hate to the format, I guess. So that's how you can think of it in that logic. For extra deck, playing the Nadir Servant targets, which is the 2 Tri-Brigade and the 2 fusion monsters. Going second, when you draw a Nadir Servant, you want to go into this, can pop a card on the field, draw power, and searcher. So that's the thought process behind that. Playing the 1 Anima hasn't really come up in testing, but I understand the logic behind it, so I want to keep that. Cyber's monster for going into the Heat Soul, which leads you into access code. Sorry. SP and Sunlight. I think this card is just as clutch as this card in this deck. Don't cut this. I don't see a reason to cut it anytime soon. Keep playing it. Hida, Heat Soul, and Access Code. So I did take out the Underworld Goddess, just added in another Garunix, but yeah, I think this is pretty solid for the build, and I like it the way it's going. Speaking of which, to Garunix, this card is amazeballs in this deck, so you really want to see it at all times and have access to it. 1 Star Slayer and 1 Ding. So pretty self-explanatory extra deck, nothing really too fancy or special. And then finally the side deck, it's a lot of going second stuff. Nib, playing 3 Ghost Spell, playing 3 Crow over Bystials because I want to be able to banish any card I want to banish in the graveyard, not just monsters. 2 Lightning Storm and 1 Feather Duster. And my floodgate of choice is Summon Limit right now. I did go back and forth. I had Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, I had Skill Drain, and I landed on this just because it's a Trixie card for going first. I could take out the Veilers game 3 and set this instead, and it really helps me going against the opponent going second. So yeah, that's it for the profile right now. Again, I think this build is solid, especially for those who are on a tight budget and everything. I know the huge conversation this week has been budget and everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! I agree with a lot of people. I play at a local level, so the need or want for Wanted and all those cards, Bonfire, just doesn't really show up for me. Most expensive thing I'll go into is like a Vanadium deck at this point, just because I'm not gonna drop $600 $800 on 7 cards just to go play in locals. So this deck, I would say 30 for the structure decks. The extra deck is your biggest cost effector, which you can substitute. You could take Access Code out for the Dragon. You could take Star Slayer out, maybe another Garunix or a second Ding, and you could take SP out for like a XYZ level 4 Abysswaller. So those are my thought processes there. But overall, I would say this deck is probably looking at about 200, 250. So, which is not too bad in my opinion for a meta relevant fighter. Because it can stand up on its own, even without the Fenrir's. It can stand up to a lot of the meta. So yeah, be on the lookout for more profiles this week, guys. I'll probably do 1 more Sword Soul and maybe 1 more Vanquish Soul. So before I put one of them away, because I got too many decks. So for this format, I'm gonna run some kind of form of Fire King. It's either gonna be the Dogmatika build or the Tri-Brigade, whichever one I have more fun with is the one I'll go with. And I want to test out Medium at least for a month, and then if I don't like it, I'll sell it off and just stick with Sword Soul or something like that as my secondary deck. So yeah, keep liking the videos, keep watching the videos, guys. It really encourages me to keep on going. So yeah, it's motivation. So be kind, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Good night.